Hey, what's going on, guys? So it's time for my top figure set I picked up in 2024. Now, I couldn't really narrow it down to like top five or top seven or whatever arbitrary number. So, what I'm going to do is just go through each one of my videos and pick out my favorite figure from that video, which is actually probably easier said than done now that I think about it. Because some of these videos, I only had a couple figures and they're really good figures. So, wish me luck. And I'm pretty much going to only narrow it down to like scales and maybe some non-scale figures that really stood out to me. I'm not going to go through my Nindos or anything like that. That'll just be way too much editing. So let's go ahead and jump into it. And in January 2024, I only had two figures that I picked up. We're already getting into some trouble here because the first one is going to be a non-scale of Marin Kitagawa. And this is a Taito artist masterpiece plus figure of her in her Shizuku cosplay here. So really great figure, but it's going up against the Aniplex 1/7 scale of Marin in her bikini. As you can see, pretty iconic scene from the series. And dang, I don't know. I don't know. If I had to choose just one of these figures, that is definitely tough. I would probably have to go with the bikini version. It is just a little bit better in terms of the quality, but the Taito Artist Mastery Plus figure is really good quality, really good bang for buck. In fact, probably better bang for buck than the Aniplex figure because they're really roughly the same size. And again, the quality of this title figure is really, really good. So yeah, this is definitely a hard decision, but I'll go ahead and give it to the Bikini Marin figure. But honestly, if you're a Marin figure, you should definitely have both of these in your collection, in my opinion. So that's January. Now moving on to the second video from February, we have a bunch of Nindos, but like I said, I'm going to skip those. But I did pick up a couple of scale figures this month. And the first one is going to be a Kadokawa 1/7 scale of Elf from Isekai Oji-san. And really enjoyed the series and really enjoyed the character. In fact, I think this is the only scale figure from this series that's been released, but I'm glad I picked it up. I got it on the aftermarket. I didn't get her at release, but great figure. Couple faceplate sets you can change out, and yeah, really happy about it. But she has some competition for this video because coming in next, we have a figure that I have been looking for a very long time for a reasonable price, and we have another Kadokawa 1/7 scale of Lena from 86, and this figure is so hard to find on the aftermarket. In fact, I skipped like pre-ordering her, thinking it would be, fairly easy being a Kadokawa figure, but no, she is very scarce on the aftermarket. And if you can find her, she's going for like over $200 normally. I got her for like 180 or so shipped, something like that. So yeah, super happy I got her. Great, great figure. At first, I didn't like her. That's why I didn't really pre-order at first. But the more I saw her, I was like, yeah, okay, I need to have this figure in my collection. So without a doubt, Miss Lena here is my favorite figure from this video, but I do still love Elf very much. All right, now moving on to our third video of the year. This was in March, and I have three scale figures to share with you guys. So the first one is going to be an original character by the artist known as Bia. We have a 1/6 scale of Yuno from Inso Toys. And Yuna is the main character that Bia typically draws as. Big fan of her art, love the character. So I wanted to pick up a figure from her because she has quite a few that came out in 2024. But I think this is probably my favorite for sure. I mean, cow bikini, she has some heels on, wearing a jacket, but I just think it was pretty well done. I do feel like it's a little small for a 1/6 scale though. That's kind of my only gripe about it. But other than that, really do like the figure. But yeah, she has some competition because the next figure that we have in this video is going to be a 1/7 scale of one of my favorite characters, Chisato from the Chorus Recoil. And this is a Good Smile Company 1/7 scale. And I remember when this figure was like first announced because people were really excited because it was like cheap, relatively cheap for a 1/7 scale. And yeah, it's really, I'll say decent value at this point. There are a lot of 1/7 and 1/6 scale figures have come down in price, but yeah, I feel like this is like one of the first ones that was announced by Good Smile Company. And yeah, absolutely love it. I'm gonna have like a whole collection of Chisato and Takano figures in my collection at one point. But yeah, she looks terrific. And the third figure that we have is also a Good Smile Company figure. We have a 1/7 scale of Elena the Wandering Witch. And this is like a figure or a character rather that I liked. I enjoyed the anime, but I didn't really love it. But yeah, I just like her design. I think that's the main thing I like about this character. So I picked it up. I thought it was a great figure. It's actually based off some artwork from the novel or manga or something like that. But yeah, really, really terrific figure. Again, it's Good Smile Company quality. Now, if I had to choose between these three, it will probably be Chisato. I like all three figures for sure. I'm happy I have them in my collection, but Chisato, just kind of hits a little bit harder because, again, she is one of my favorite characters over the past few years, and it's a great, great figure for a really good value. So, Chisato it is. Now, moving on to the fourth video of the year. This was actually a partnership video that I had with Bai. I did a buying guide for them, and they gave me a little bit of money to kind of help buy a figure so that I can show you guys on the actual channel. And this is going to be the only figure of the video, so very easy this month. But we have a 1/7 scale of Shiki by Aniplex, and this is a figure that I always wanted, but it was just so expensive in the aftermarket. So with the little bit of money that Bai gave me, I was able to get this for a reasonable price. And this figure was actually re-released like later on in 2024. And I didn't know that at the time that I ordered this figure. But even with the re-release, it was still cheaper just to buy it in the aftermarket. So I went ahead and pulled the trigger. And yeah, absolutely love this figure. Only figure of the video. So very easy to pick this one. But I would say she's probably one of my grails. Probably one of my grails. Really, really like this figure. Now moving on to the next video, the fifth video of the year. This was in July. I took a little bit of a hiatus after that buy video, but the figures were still coming in. And this first figure is not a scale figure, but it is a Pop-Up Parade large, and actually my first Pop-Up Parade large, and I'm very happy about it. It's the Ryuko from Kill la Kill. This is her in her souvenir jacket, and great figure, very simple, I would say, but it's good quality. It's definitely not scale quality, but it's large and it's not that expensive. I think it cost me like $60 or $70 after shipping, and I have no regrets. I think she looks absolutely terrific. I do kind of wish we had her in her Senketsu armor one day. Hopefully they'll get us in the Pop-Up Parade large, but definitely happy about it. And then the next figure is going to be a 1/7 scale of Miss Marin Kitagawa. This is by Good Smile Company. Her in her bikini. And I was kind of on the fence as to whether I wanted to pick this one up since I do have the Aniplex one, but she wasn't like super expensive. I think she was like maybe around $100, which may be kind of expensive for a bikini figure. But I'm a Marin simp, so I picked it up. She's great as well. Then we have from what's this anime called again? I totally forgot. This is Hell's Paradise. Hell's Paradise. We have Miss Yuzuriha, and this is a FNX 1/7 scale. Really like this figure. In fact, I bought this off of Tokyo Otaku Mode, so I paid for it up front, and very happy with it. Love the anime. I haven't started reading the manga yet. That's on my to-do list. I'm just so busy, but I do want to read the manga. Really enjoyed this character, and I thought the figure was great. So here she is. And then next we have a Makima 1/7 scale, and this is by Eastream, right? Yeah, Eastream, and this is a terrific figure. I mean, great, great figure. I am a big fan of Chainsaw Man, at least the first season. I'm reading the manga. I'm not like all the way caught up where it's at now with the second part of Chainsaw Man, but I'm fairly close. I have like maybe like 6 or 7 chapters to go to get caught up. But I definitely like the first part of Chainsaw Man better than the second part so far. But yeah, Makima, great character. And this figure is just super, super dope. It's just such a vibe and just so well done with all that blood on her shirt. The sculpt is great. Chef's kiss. And then moving on to our next figure, we have another Chainsaw Man. We have Power sitting on the toilet, and this is also by Eastream. And this is one I'm kind of on the fence about, to be honest. I like it, but I don't love it. And I can honestly say I could probably go without this figure. And the main thing for me is kind of her face just looks a little off. So it's not the toilet. I know a lot of people don't like the toilet, but for me, it's kind of her face. So Not my favorite power figure. I do have another one that I got back in 2023. I think it's like a Artifacts J figure, maybe, I believe, that I do like better than this one. So this is one I may end up selling in the future. So that's all the figures I got for this month. And my favorite one, as you guys can guess, is definitely going to be the Makima. She is just terrific. Big difference between this E-string figure and the power figure for sure. But yeah, they did a really, really good job with this figure. Really love it. Now moving on to our sixth video of the year. This was in August and I had quite a few figures. So the first one is going to be a set of non-scale figures that I picked up, but I was very excited for these. These are going to be my girls from Kaguya-sama Love is War. We have some Furyu Bi Cute bunnies in their white bunny outfits, and these figures are amazing. They were like $20 a pop, relatively cheap, but they are huge. They're like 1/7, maybe 1/6 scale figures. Very well done with the sculpt, the paint job. Really no complaints about them. So yeah, very happy to add these to my collection. Even though I'm not like a big bunny collector, these I absolutely love. And eye looks terrific here. The eye freeing quarter scale bunny that we got, I just was not feeling it whatsoever. The face expression that they gave with that one, it just didn't seem like eye to me. And if it was better, I might have picked it up because I'm a huge eye fan. And then next we have a set of Oshi Code figures by Kadokawa, 1/7 scale of Ruby and Kana. And these are very well done as well. Very simple base, but I just like how they look together, the two colors that we have going on there. Really good job with the sculpt and the paint jobs. My only problem is that we did not get a Mimcho. And how did it not give us a Mimcho? How? How? Yeah, I just have to check on my figure collection just to confirm there is no Mimcho. I just don't get it. But yeah, great figure. It's just sad that we didn't get the entire group. And then moving on, we have another Liqueurs Recoil, Good Smile Company, 1/7 scale of Takina. Great figure as well. Pretty good value. A little bit more expensive than the Chisato, but she has a really big machine gun, as you can see. And yeah, really like this figure as well. I'm definitely more of a Chisato fan, but the ship, the Chisato Takina ship, I absolutely love. It's just so adorable. And then our next figure here is one I was really excited to pre-order because when this went up for pre-order, it was the season featuring Ryu Lion in Danmachi. So yeah, I was very excited for this figure when it came out. And it's a great figure. They give you a lot of options. You can rock her with the cape and hood, or you can take it off. You can put her mask on. I think I have her in my Detolf right now with the cape and hood and her mask as well. Great pose, very simple base, but pretty effective in my opinion. So really good figure. Moving on, we have a 1/7 scale from Good Smile Company, or a 1/6 scale. Itsuki from Quintessential Quintuplets, the 5th quintuplet. This figure actually came out a long time ago, but I did not pick it up until it released. I got it on the aftermarket for like 2,000 or 3,000 yen cheaper, and I was very happy with that. So here she is, and now I have all of the date style figures of the quintuplets on a shelf in my Detolf. Yeah, but she looks great. Actually, she's probably my favorite actual figure from the date style line. The quintessential quintuplets, I just think they did a really good job capturing her personality, especially with this food, and just really great facial expression. But she's definitely not my favorite quintuplet. And then finally, for this video, we have the 1/7 scale of Yor and Anya from Good Smile Company. This one I got mainly because I wanted the Yor. Surprisingly, we have not gotten that many scale figures of Yor. This is like, in my opinion, probably the best one. But I think we only have one other one to actually choose between. So I'm very surprised we've only gotten 2 scale figures of Yor at this point. But yeah, she looks great. Anya looks cool as well. Now my favorite figure from this haul will probably be the Danmachi Ryu Lion figure. I just am a big fan of the character, and I think Alice Glint did her justice with this figure, and she's really, really nice. Now moving on to our next video, and I forgot what number we're on, but this was back in October, and I had quite a few scale figures, but I also had a couple of pop-up praise that I wanted to share with you guys. These are from Skip and Loafer. This is Mitsumi and Sosuke. I just really love this anime. Really, really loved it. I mean, the pop-up praise are not going to win best figure, but I think this set of figures super, super adorable. I unfortunately do not have them presented in my display with them holding hands like this, just because it takes up a lot of space. It definitely takes up a lot of space. But I do have them relatively close and looking at each other. But yeah, super cute. It's not going to win best figure. But the next figure that we have is a scale figure. We have a 1/7 scale of Vivi from Vivi's Fluorite Eye Song, I believe is the name of the anime. I'll just call it Vivi. But yeah, Good Smile 1/7 Company. Only scale figure that we have of her. But really enjoyed this anime. I thought the figure was super dope. Really, really well done by Good Smile Company, of course. Yeah, she looks terrific. And then next we have Miss Ai Hayasaka from Kaguya-sama Love is War. Aniplex 1/7 scale of her in a maid bikini, pretty much. I'm a huge fan of Ai, so when I saw this, it was pretty much an instant PO. In fact, I paid for it up front. Yeah, not much to say about this one. Great, great figure. Ai's the one. Definitely one of my top waifu for sure. Now moving on, these next three are going to be from Persona 5, and they all just kind of came in around the same time. Just complete coincidence. But this first one here, we have a, what is this? Artifacts J figure of Joker as well as Morgana. I actually did a poll on my channel to ask you guys which Joker figure I should get, and you guys chose this one. And yeah, I agree. This was the one to get. Really cool. Only problem I have about this figure is that it's not much you can do with this pose. You really have to have him a certain way to really take advantage of it. But he still looks pretty good in my Detolf. And then we have Futaba, and this figure is by, who is this by? Fat Company. And this is actually a re-release. Love this figure as well. Really, really cute. I love Futaba, one of my favorites from Persona 5 Royale. But the number one from Persona 5, we have Miss Tay. This is a 1/7 scale by Hobby Japan Amakuni. Yeah, also another re-release. This was instant PO for me. I had to have this one because this was one I was looking for in the aftermarket for a long time, but she was really expensive. So when she got re-released, yeah, I knew I was going to get her. But ooh, what's my favorite figure for this month? I forgot I gotta do that. I forgot I had to do that. It's probably gonna be Tay. I think. I mean, it's either Tay or Hayasaka or Vivi. I'm gonna go with Tay. This was very hard because I'm a huge simp for I really do like the Vivi figure itself, but yeah, Tay, she was my girl in Persona 5, so that's gonna be my best figure for this video. Now moving on to the next month, we are in November, and this is mostly pre-owned figures that I picked up in this month, and pretty much most of the pre-owns that I picked up over the year are in this video, but I do have like one brand new pre-order that I did pick up here. But the first figure here is going to be from Monogatari series, one of my favorite series of all time. We have Yotsugi Good Smile Company 1/8 scale non-deluxe version. And I had been holding on to this figure for so long. I just never opened her because I was hoping I'll be able to find the DX version, but just never came. But I am still pretty happy with this figure. She is super adorable. And then the next figure, also Monogatari, we have a Aogi Oshino figure. Kotobukiya 1/8 scale. This is another figure that I've been looking for a very long time, but she goes for a lot of money on the aftermarket. But I finally nailed her for under $200. I think she's like $175 with shipping, which is an incredible deal. So definitely glad I got her. And then finally, Kishot Acerola Orion Heart Underblade from Kizumonogatari, the movies. Essentially, that's the artwork that we have here. Bill Fine, 1/7 scale. This is another figure that I always wanted ever since I started collecting, but I ended up getting the Kotobukiya version of Kishot, which I kind of regretted because I do like this one better. It's just that the Kotobukiya one back then was a lot cheaper, but I found her for super cheap. She was like $90 on Buy. So good job, me. Good job, me. And then next we have a couple of figures from Konosuba. We have Miss Aqua, excuse me. This is a Kadokawa 1/7 scale. This is the one that I got brand new. And then we do have Megumin. And this one, I was trying to find a Megumin that had Chosuke as well. And there's not as many as I thought. But this one's super, super dope. And they both look great just sitting on top of my Detolf right now. I got to find space in my Detolf to put them in. But My favorite figure. See, this is another really hard one. I like all these figures so much. But my favorite figure will probably be, if I had to give it to one, probably the Kiss Shot. I'm just a sucker for Kiss Shot. I mean, when it comes down to it, I think I like her character more than everyone else here for the most part. I think, like I said, this is a very hard one for me, guys. This is why I couldn't do a top five because I love all these figures. So I'm just gonna give it the Kiss Shot and we'll leave it at that. Now moving on to the first of two videos from the month of December. So we have quite a few scale figures in this video, even one resin statue. So the first figure that I have here is going to be the 1/7 scale of Yuna by the artist Bia. So this is just another Bia figure that I picked up. It's by Max Cube, again, 1/7 scale. And I really only got this figure because I was getting a shipment from Bai and I didn't feel like the shipment was full enough. So I just went ahead and picked this one up off Yahoo Japan Auction for like 40 bucks, just to feel like I was getting my money's worth with the shipping. I thought she was pretty cute. The quality is just kind of okay, so she's probably not gonna win like best figure for this video. But this next figure is probably a contender. We have from Prison School, Hana. This is a 1/7 scale by Wing that came out way back in like 2014. And I would say this is probably borderline girl figure for me because I'm a huge fan a Prison School, and I want to have all the girls in my collection, and I just need the president really. That's really all I need. But she doesn't actually have any like real good scale figures, unfortunately. But this Hana figure, absolutely terrific, and yeah, probably contender for best figure for this video. And then moving on, we have a Bear Panda quarter scale of Konata from the manga, the story of a manga artist who was imprisoned by a strange high school girl, which I did happen to read just to kind of justify this purchase. But honestly, this didn't even need justification because Bear Panda quarter scale bunnies are so cheap. I mean, this was like what, 50, 60 bucks before shipping, and the quality is there. The quality is absolutely there. They're probably so cheap because they don't have to pay like crazy licenses fees for a lot of these like small, independent artists, manga characters, and stuff like that. So yeah, it's a great figure, and I might have some more Bear Panda figures coming in 2025. I haven't decided yet. I'm definitely thinking about it though. But moving on, we have really good resin statue of my wife's favorite character, Oikawa from Haiku. And this is a 1/6 scale, I believe, resin statue, but super dope. Super, super dope. Really, I mean, just the craftsmanship, all the sculpt, it's just so precise. All of his muscles just look really good. His outfit looks good. Small little flaw that I found on some of the paint, but really small and really not the big a deal. But great figure. And then finally, the last three figures we have are going to be from Kakiguri. We have the three main girls. Two of them are Kotobukiya figures. Got these with the bonus faceplates after a long search. And then I do have a non-licensed figure of the student council president that I also picked up. And she matches pretty well with the Kotobukiya figures. So yeah, all three of them are pretty great. And I got to get to Oikawa as the best figure for this video. I mean, I like the Kakiguri girls, but the Oikawa figure, it's just such a good resin statue. The likeness on his face, it looks just like him. Sometimes when I see resin statues, it doesn't always look like the characters, but this one looks just like him to me. Sculpt, the paint job, it's all just really, really well done. So easily best figure of this video. Now moving on to the final video of 2024, my last haul of the year. And if you were to give an award to my favorite haul of the year, it will probably be this one because it is just stacked with some of my favorite characters from some of my favorite IP of all time. So it's gonna be very difficult picking out one from this video, but the first figure here is going to be Miss Albedo from Kadokawa, 1/7 scale. This is the restrained version. And yeah, I'm just a huge Albedo simp, and I just love everything about this figure. The fact, she's restrained, the facial expression, all of it just looks so good. So this is an instant PO for me. Absolutely love this figure. And then next we have Miss Frieren, a 1/7 scale by Kotobukiya with the bonus faceplate. And that bonus faceplate is very important because it is of her smiling. And this is the only scale figure we have of Frieren actually smiling. And that's what I wanted in my collection, at least one in my collection. So this was definitely a no-brainer for me. I think Kotobukiya did a terrific job with this figure. Absolutely love the pose. I mean, just her floating above the flower bed. Again, she's smiling, the way they do the hair, just all works. So good job, Kotobukiya, on this one. And then jumping into another Kotobukiya figure, we have a 1/7 of Delta from Eminence in Shadow. And Eminence in Shadow, definitely one of my top anime over the past few years. So when I saw this, again, another instant PO for me. Love Delta. She is absolutely hilarious. I do wish the first Delta scale figure that we got was her in her slime outfit, but I'll take this because it's super adorable. I got the bonus faceplate with this one as well for eyes closed and smiling, which you see here. But even the original faceplate looks pretty good as well. But just give me one of her in a slime suit next. I'll be super happy for that. Now, sticking with Eminence in Shadow, we have another figure from that series. Here we have Miss Beta, a Kadokawa 1/7 scale, and she has on her slime armor, her slime outfit, whatever you want to call it. But it looks absolutely wonderful. Kanekawa did a terrific job with this. This was probably pretty high up there on my most anticipated for 2024. And Kanekawa did not disappoint with this figure. And then finally, the last two figures are going to be the freeing quarter scale bunnies of Rias and Akino version 2 with them on the stripper pole. And definitely my most anticipated figures for 2024. Instant POs for me. I bought one off Good Smile Company Global, the other one off of Tokyo Otaku Mode. And yeah, I had to have these. Definitely some of my top waifu of all time. And I had been looking for the Akino quarter scale bunny, the version 1, for so long, but I'm sure a lot of you guys know it goes for like $700-800 on the aftermarket. So when I saw this, again, instant PO. Instant PO for me. Now, if I had to pick one figure from this video as my favorite, which one would it be? And after some thought, I have to stick with the OG waifu, and that is the Akino quarter scale bunny. She is just my top waifu over Rias. I know some of you guys might be mad about that, but I love Akino, and I've always wanted that quarter scale bunny of her, the version 1, but paying $700-800 is just no. I'm not going to do that. So this was an instant PO for me. I was super excited when they actually announced it. And yeah, now that I have it, just so happy. I'm just so happy. I'm still trying to find like the best place in my collection to display it. I got to shift some stuff around, but she will have center stage wherever she's at. So yeah, great, great figure. And to be honest, you know what? You can just call this my top 6 of the year, to be honest. These are my top 6 figures of the year. This video, again, was just stacked with some of my favorite characters from some of my favorite IP of all time. But yeah, now that I think about it, yeah, really good, really good haul in this video. So that's it, guys. Let me know what you think. But more importantly, let me know what some of your favorite figures were for 2024. I'll be replying down in the comments below. So thanks for watching, guys. Thanks for a good 2024. And I will catch you guys in 2025, which is now, I guess. Peace.